Hello everyone. Today we are discussing what is an opportunity when it comes to the subject of entrepreneurship. So in the previous classes we have seen the characteristics, reasons and some of the myths about entrepreneurs. But in today's class we will be looking at what is an opportunity. So once you're sorted that who is an entrepreneur or whether you want to become one or not, you want to come to the next stage which is called what is an opportunity. So when we discuss opportunity in entrepreneurship, it's a set of circumstances, favorable circumstances or conducive circumstances that allows you to practice your idea or to come up with something that is new. So what you want to do before you come up with inside out approach where you have an idea you think it's worth $1 billion and you want to impose it on the people, you want to look at the outside world, you want to look at the external circumstances whether they are supportive of your idea or not. So we understand that you have identified the need of the people, you have identified a market gap, but is it okay to go ahead with this idea or not? That's the question. So you want to look at the opportunity whether the market is supportive of the new idea, invention, or whatever you have to come up with. So opportunity can be defined as a set of circumstances, and these are the favorable circumstances. And every time you come across an opportunity, there's always an opportunity window that can be very short or that can be longer. So if you discuss the case of the pandemic, during the pandemic we see a lot of remote businesses popped up. They emerged. Why? Because there was an opportunity, and the opportunity window lasted for about 2 to 3 years. So the businesses were able to prosper during that time. So you want to make sure that you look at the sufficient opportunity window before you practice your idea. And when you're discussing an opportunity, first thing that you want to look at as the attribute of the opportunity, whether it is financially attractive or not. Because we understand if there's no profit in the business, there won't be any business. So you want to see whether you can make something out of the opportunity or not. You can actually commercialize it or you can monetize it. Second thing, is it timely? Is it the right time for the opportunity and your idea to be synchronized together, and they can work for the market or not? So your idea must be compatible with the timely opportunity. Maybe the opportunity is short-lived and your idea is not so timely, so you want to make sure that you time your idea at the right time, at the right place, with the right environment, so that it becomes a success. So that's the second attribute of the opportunity that you want to be looking at. The third one is durable, whether your opportunity is durable or not. It is long lasting. So we understand the pandemic opportunity was about 2 to 3 years. But if a new opportunity comes, say for example the world is hit by a recession, many billionaires find an opportunity in there. But how long the recession will last, that's the question. So that will be the durability of the opportunity. Is it going to last long, or is it going to last like few months or so? So you want to look at the third attribute, which is very important as well. And the fourth one is what? Excuse me. Excuse me. Bless me. I'm so sorry, guys. It looks a bit embarrassing, but yeah, I had to sneeze. So the fourth one, anchored into a product or service. So when you have a product or service, maybe existing product or service, you are adding some value to the existing product or service. So if you talk about the automobiles, we have got cars. Now we have come up with what? Electric cars. So that's the additional value. So you should be able to come up with the opportunity where you can add new sort of features and benefits to the existing products or services. So these are four attributes that you want to look at the set of circumstances, what we call it opportunity. An opportunity window should be long enough, should be sort of lasting enough so that you have ample time to practice your idea. Now, how do we identify the opportunity? How do we look at the market gap where you can identify the need of the people, what they are demanding or what they are desiring? So we understand this is a very typical word from principles of marketing: desire and demand. So if people are demanding something, that does not mean that they're desiring it as well, because desire could be about riding a Mercedes on the streets of Karachi, but demand might be riding a Mehran car on the streets of Karachi. So it depends what you desire and what you demand. So if I have a Mercedes C class, I wouldn't take it out on the streets of Karachi just thinking that maybe I might end up in an accident. So that's my desire. But if it is Mehran, I would definitely demand it because it will fulfill my need. So when we are looking at the opportunity and we are trying to find the gap in the market, the very first thing we want to look at the trends. What is the trend in the market? And new things are trending in the market, be it artificial intelligence, be it electric vehicles, be it drone technology. I mean, you name it. The technology is changing so fast. So when we look at the trends, things are changing. Be it food panda, food like dietary patterns have changed for the Karachiites, and wherever you live, things are changing real fast. So you want to look at the trends. What trends are there in the market? What popular trends are there? Second one, you want to try and solve the problem of the people. So how can I solve the problem? For example, if government has banned the internet, or maybe some they have got some regulation, I can solve the problem coming up with new kind of VPN or something. So that's a solution to the problem. Similarly, if there is traffic congestion, you can come up with some kind of innovative idea to reduce the congestion, or at least you can track the traffic flow. That's another sort of like solution to the problem. So you just look around your environment, external environment, of course internal as well, but mainly external environment. You try to find the gap in the environment, you come up with the set of circumstances. If they're conducive, you have an opportunity, and if the opportunity window is long enough, you have a chance to practice your idea. Finding gaps in the marketplace, of course, as I established that yes, you are trying to find something missing in the market. And what it could be, just take the example of Uber and Kareem, they were already there. Comes what? Yango and InDrive, and these services, one of them provides you an opportunity to negotiate your fare with the provider, which was a missing feature in Uber and Kareem. So I think it's Yango, perhaps, that gives you the chance to sort of like negotiate the rent, or InDrive. I'm mistaking here. I'm so sorry, but that's one. Now, when we have looked at the opportunity and its attributes, and we have looked at how we find the opportunity, we want to see that there are certain areas where we can brainstorm as far as the opportunity is concerned. So we discuss these areas when we are looking at the brainstorming. Some of the major areas, you can look at the economy, you can look at the social forces, you can look at the technological forces, you can look at the regulation, you can look at the people, you can look at the innovation. So when we are looking at the innovation, guys, what has changed? We have got small smart products. All these gadgets, smart devices, are very efficient and they're very slim that we can carry. And some people I've seen carrying 2 or 3 mobile phones along with the iPad and all. So comes what? With this technology, you can make mobile payments, and it is so ubiquitous. I mean, all the devices that we have, they're like sort of joined together. They're talking to each other. So I mean, this technology, innovation of phones, is accelerating what? It's accelerating innovation, it's accelerating changes. So that's the very first one. When it comes to the innovation, you want to make sure that yes, these are the areas where we can brainstorm and we can come up with some kind of new form of payment, maybe easy pesa, just pesa, whatever. So mobile phone has eaten many industries. You name it. Mobile phone has eaten calculator, hand watches, video cassettes, audio cassettes, Walkman, so many products. So newspapers. So you wanna look into this area, do the brainstorming, and find a gap where you can come up with your idea. Next one is a big one, sort of like economy, and thanks to the digitalization, thanks to the innovation in the technology, we are able to leave our comments for the product, service, and providers. For the service and for the product and service providers, we can give them the feedback. So you go to Google, you'll find people, they have the ability now, they can leave good or bad comment. So that's another area where you can look like, okay, maybe I can come up with some kind of feedback platform. It could be any of these things. Then the partnership between the different companies taking place, be it Jess and Warid, I guess, be it Silk Bank and J Bank. I mean, a lot of companies are working together. Facebook taking over Instagram, Facebook taking over WhatsApp. So all these are the things in terms of economy that you can look at. And again, people are not looking at service economy anymore. They want to look at experience economy. They want to have an experience with you. You see. So all these things are the areas. All these areas are the places where you can look at and you can find the gap in the market. People. first thing that we look at people when we discuss gender equality. That's a new trend in the market. How you can promote it through your product or service. That's a great thing. Network economy, people are networking with each other through social media and all. That's another area that you can look at, you see. And we understand that immaterial things matter a lot to people nowadays. So their Instagram, their Facebook, they've got a lot of importance, significant importance in their life. So that's another area. Everyone is online, people are online, working online, they are doing e-commerce, chatting with each other through social media platform, you just name it. So all these areas you can look into and you can find a gap. Regulation, government regulations, if you, as I've discussed, the government regulation, when it comes to that, they want more control over your life, they're monitoring more and more things. So if they are sort of like slowing down the speed, or they're banning certain website, you have VPN services that people are using to dodge government regulations. So there will always be some sort of solution to all these areas which you can come up with. And government is trying a lot of things through privacy laws, and they want to digitalize the country as well. But of course, when we discuss the virtual environment, we need infinite amount of regulations, because it's such a huge area that we are looking at. So how do you regulate metaverse, how do you regulate people on the Google? And so that's another area where you can come up with some kind of market gap and provide the solution. So how would you generate these ideas? You have to be creative, and for creativity you have got stages, as we understand that: incubation, insight, then elaboration. So there are different stages of creativity when you come to your idea. When we are discussing techniques for generating ideas, guys, the very first technique that you want to look at is what brainstorming into these areas. There could be technology, there could be other factors here that you can add. Focus group, special groups that have got interest in these areas, you can talk to them. Market experts, you can call them, so-called, or maybe those groups, NGOs, they work in a certain area, you can go and talk to them, and you can come up with some gap in the market. Internet research, that's very important. Internet research can give you a clue what's happening in other parts of the world, and you can sort of replicate it for your own country. And there are many ideas like Uber and other transportation services. They started elsewhere, but they ended up in our country as well. And there could be other techniques. So after understanding what an entrepreneur is, what is the characteristic, what are the myths about entrepreneurs, why do people become entrepreneurs, and what alternative models they have, we understand the next step is opportunity. That you want to come up with an opportunity, you want to look at the set of circumstances, and you go with an idea that fulfills the demand or desire of the people. And then the third stage will be about feasibility analysis. We'll see whether our opportunity, our idea is feasible, practical or not. So thank you so much for watching my video. Do like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time with a new video. Thank you.